Well, thank you all for joining, and thank yourselves for coming to the mat. Oh, you can all hear me, right? Thumbs up. Everyone's good? All right. If you need to speak, you know you can unmute and come back. So thank you for joining. This is broadcast from Idaho, California this morning. So we're up in the mountains. At this time, I'm going to focus on hips today, most of the class. And when I do a hip class, I like to talk about the sympathetic nervous system because it's very important. Because the sympathetic nervous system is the part of your nervous system that kicks in when you have anxiety or stress or shock or confrontation or are cornered or surprised by something. And it's the fight, flight, or freeze response of our body. And that means you're either standing your ground, or you're running, or you're kicking and fighting. And that's where the hips come from, because that's what attaches your legs to your torso to move your body around, right? And the other thing about the sympathetic nervous system is in yoga we speak about breath all the time and how to control your breath and focus on your breath, come back to your breath. And part of that is we try to learn to control these anxieties and these thoughts and this shock and this response that we have when our sympathetic nervous system is kicked in. So especially in times like this, there's unknown future, there's things happening every day that kind of throw us off balance, and sometimes we can spin out of control a little bit, and to do some breath work. You can control a little bit of that anxiety, a little bit of that sympathetic response that your body automatically just kicks into. So part of a hip class is really acknowledging and recognizing how much control and power we have in our hips and how important it is to our body, even from a biological standpoint, the nervous system. But then from a yogic standpoint, the breath and how we try to control a little bit and slow down. You've heard the saying, just count to 10 before you respond, or take a deep breath. That's part of where that comes from, so that you have a little bit more focus, so that you can maybe react more responsibly. How many times have you said something maybe you wish you could have taken back? Maybe you said it too quickly. So having said that, I want to start with just a little bit of breath work, and then we'll move into the physical practice. So I trust you're in a seated position and you're comfortable, and maybe you're up on a blanket in an easy seated pose, whatever feels good for you. And just close your eyes, sit up straight, drop your shoulder blades down your back. I'm welcoming a couple of new people. Thanks for joining. Hands can be on your lap, hands can be on your knees, whatever's comfortable for you. Shoulder blades down your back, nice long neck. Close your eyes and just breathe in and out of the nose. So our mouth is closed. We want to build some heat. And we do that by breathing out of our nose. Athletes breathe out of their mouth to expel heat and cool off. So we want to build a little heat here in yoga. So just breathing gently through the low belly. It's just a natural breath in the low belly, in and out of the nose. Come to your practice. Clear your mind a little bit. What's happening later in the day is still going to be there. You've brought yourself here for yourself. So take advantage of the time. We're more conscious of the breath now. This is part of the practice, part of the control, part of the meditation. And on your next breath, breathe just a little bit higher to your mid-torso. So your belly expands, and then you bring a little bit of breath a little bit higher. And then when you exhale from the top down, and the last we could pull the belly button in and expel all the air. And your next inhale, same thing, expand the belly, bring the air a little bit higher to the mid-torso. As you exhale, reverse that process. Let's do that one more time. And the next time, inhale the low belly, then bring it up a little higher, and then fill up the lungs really wide. Fill up the lungs, a very full breath. And with control, on the exhale, reverse. Shut down the lungs Compress the lungs, the rib cage. Push the air down with the diaphragm. Exhale, the low belly. A couple more times. Maybe you even want to pause at the top when you filled your lungs up and you're really, really full of some beautiful breath. Maybe you take a pause for a moment or two and exhale from the top down. And maybe as you're completely empty, hold the air out for a beat or two. We'll just continue this way for a couple of moments. And on your next exhale, just bring your hands to your chest in prayer position, opening your eyes. And let's incorporate some of that breath with some movement. So on your inhale up, look up, reach up. On the exhale down, palms out, palms down to the earth. Really active arms here on an exhale, dropping the chin. On an inhale up, strong arms, chin up. Exhale down, chin down. Shoulders relaxed, palms down. Inhale up, chin up. Exhale down. The same breath you were doing in and out of the nose, nice and strong with control. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. This time we'll leave the left hand up and drop the right hand to the side for a side stretch. Exhale down. Inhale up, off to the other side. Exhale down. Really turning up to the sky. Inhale up. And exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Now let's bring our hands up in prayer position, hands down the heart line. And just drop the hands right in front of your shins and fall forward. Just naturally, maybe your elbows and forearms reach the earth, maybe not. Just falling forward, opening the back, the kidney area, the low back, shoulders are open, shaking the head, yes and no, shimmy the shoulders. And now we'll go to an active pose. So bring our fingertips on the earth like you have a ball under the palm of your hand. So the palms are off the earth. Your fingertips are on the earth. Your arms are straight and strong. And push your hips back. You feel a little bit more opening there in the low back and the kidney area. Arms are long and strong. Maybe you have a stretch up the side body, up the rib cage on the side. Let's march off to the right. Staying low. So we're bringing the torso over that thigh. And with the left hand, maybe you crawl it just a little bit longer, a little bit further than you think, making a nice long stretch on that left side. Relaxing the left knee if it rides up. And breathe. Staying low, let's march off to the other side. I often get a spinal adjustment here. No more chiropractor. Did anybody get a little crickety crick from this? So again, now your right hand maybe is a little bit further than you think. And march back to the center. Walk your hands into your shins. Arms out to the side. Big inhale up. Exhale the hands down the heart line. One more time. Inhale up. Let's twist off to the right. So the right hand goes behind you. Left hand maybe on the knee. Just a small twist. Looking over the right shoulder. Inhale up, coming forward, arms up, off to the other side. Looking over the left shoulder. Inhale up, coming center, one more time. Inhale up. Last time, arms up, coming forward, hands down the heart line. Let's interlace the fingers, invert the palms straight up to the sky. See if you can straighten your arms. See if you can pull your pinkies down a little bit. Really flattening your palms to the ceiling. Shoulders can be riding up here. Nice long torso, nice long waist. And from the belly button, pull the belly button in, roll back on your tail. So you're curving backwards. You're making a C. If I looked at you from the side, you'd have a C. And drop your palms towards me, towards the front of the mat, pushing your palms towards me. Your shoulder blades should be opening, a nice open stretch in the shoulder blades, right? Pulling the belly in. If you're pushing your palms towards me and your spine towards the back, you get a really nice broad space between your shoulder blades. And let's stay low and stay in this curve and just twist slightly to the right. You pull your pinkies towards you more. Are you really flat to the wall? And back to the left. Back to the center. And sitting back up straight, arms straight up to the sky. And release. Shake the hands out. Very good. Nice. Let's bring our arms straight out to the side. We're going to take our right elbow over the left for eagle arms. Now, some people find this challenging. You can just give yourself a hug, or if you've got eagle arms a little bit more advanced, you could grab your thumb, or maybe you even get palm to palm. None of this really matters as long as your shoulder blades are spread. So everyone's going to have a little different level of what this means in their body. Most importantly, when you get there, wherever you're holding on, your elbows and your upper arms are parallel to the earth. You feel that nice opening in your shoulder blades? And breathe, of course. When you exhale, maybe you can release a little something. Now let's just tip the upper back a little, raising the elbows up. Find a different spot in your shoulders and shoulder blades to get that stretch. I know you're thinking, where are the hips? Where are the hips? We're getting to it. Definitely getting to it. Like we did before, pull the belly in, round the back, and make that C, dropping the elbows down. Now you're getting a little more stretch maybe in the thoracic spine, the center spine, way down in your shoulder blades. On your inhale, let's come back up level and release. Let the blood flow. A lot of compression there. Other side, so the left elbow over the right. Find your spot. Maybe you're hugging, maybe you've got the full wrap, maybe you're grabbing your thumbs, whatever that feels like. One of these sides is your awkward side, right? Feels a little bit weird. So your elbows are up high enough for your upper arms to be parallel. And exhale your spine to the back wall and your shoulder blades spreading away from one another. And on an inhale, just raise the elbows up, tip the back a little bit. If you could stress in your shoulder blades and your neck from, daily life, headaches, sometimes this is a great way to get some blood flow to the upper back. Exhale your belly, curl, tipping forward. Pushing your back. And inhale, elbows up, parallel. Release the arms and shake them out. That feels good, huh? Let's bring our legs out in front of us, straight out in front of us with staff pose. So you pull your flesh behind you a little bit so you can get your pelvis nice and planted here on the earth. And let's see what a forward fold feels like. Probably going to be a little bit stiff, right? Early for some of us. And it's probably the first forward fold you've had today, unless you've been doing some yoga already. Walking the hands back. Let's place your hands at your hips. Come back 2 hand prints. So now we're rolling back on our pelvis, on our tail, just a little bit, right? So you're not square up like we were a minute ago. Elbows close to one another, so there's a bit of a chest extension. Can you spread your toes nice and wide? Flex your feet. Can you spread your toes, even those little 2 ones that never behave? And now point your toes, lift your hips up. So you're pushing into the earth. If your neck is okay to drop your head all the way back, great. If you have any neck issues, tuck your chin against your clavicle. Keep it close. Pushing the arms, pelvis high, right? Pointing the toes hard. And with a release, hips down, flex the feet. Wiggle those toes. They're your toes. Ready? Now point. Nice strong point. Lifting the hips. See if you can get those big toes touching the carpet or the floor. Hips nice and high. And with control, release. Let's bend the knees. Bring the feet in. And can you walk your feet wide as the edge of your mat? So your pinky toes are on the floor, that wide. And then let's drop our knees off to the right. And lift up to the left. Up to the right. So now you're pushing the left hip up a little bit. You feel that opening? Knees up high. Now the right hip. Push the right hip. One more time, both sides. Knees up and off to the left. And now this time when we go to the right, stay here. Plant your right hand. Your left hand comes up to the sky, right? Take that left foot and crawl it back a little bit. So you feel that side hip opening even more in the front. And turn to the back of your mat and reach to the back wall like you're shaking someone's hand. Reaching up to the corner of the sky. A nice twist. Push that left hip forward. Maybe you crawl that left leg back a little more. Get a big opening here. And from here, let's bring that hand down to the earth. We're still in the twist. We're still reaching to the back of the mat, but we're coming down to the earth. You feel that opening in the low back? Like this. And with control, we lift up. Hand comes up to the sky. Untwist. Bring your knees up with that windshield wiper off to the other side. So planting the left hand, pulling the right foot back. You get that nice opening in the front psoas stretch here. Right hand up to the sky and reach to the back of the room, the corner of the sky. Nice twist in the back. Stretch and reach. Breathe. On an exhale, maybe you twist a little more. Maybe you get a spinal adjustment. And now drop that right hand down to the earth. A little bit more stretch in the waist, kidney area. And reaching back up to the sky. Untwist and come forward. And let's extend our legs straight out. We'll do sage and reverse sage here. Now we're getting into some hip action. So we'll take the right foot and just bend the knee and bring the sole of the foot inside your thigh. Everyone's going to have a different level of this too. Some people can just plop it right up there. Maybe it's by your calf, maybe it's by your knee. But get the foot as close to your body as you can. Left hand plants right behind your hip. Really close to your hips. You have a nice flat back. Reaching the right arm up, bend down and reach. I'm sorry, your left arm up. I'm trying to do this opposite, of course, right? So left arm up, other arm, there you go. Left arm up, come down and grab that knee, flatten the back, and turn and look over your right shoulder. So the more you pull on that knee, maybe you can bring that foot even closer to your groin. Feel an opening stretch on the outside of your hip. Chin over the right shoulder, twisting the upper spine, the cerebral spine. And from here, release, leave the leg where it is, but untwist your body. Turn off to the left side. Both hands down on the earth. We're going to untwist and just bend your elbows and bow down to the earth a little. Keeping that extended leg strong. Extended leg foot is flexed. And come back up, facing front. Now we're going to take that right foot. Place the foot on the outside of the extended leg. That extended foot is always flexed, so you get a really good stretch up the hamstring, right? This is going to go a little bit deeper and a little bit more of a diagonal in the hip. Once again, the right hand by the hip, left hand up. Bend down, grab that knee, sit back up nice and straight. Pull that knee across your body to the left a little bit and twist. You feel a slightly different angle there to the hip. You know, the hip's a ball socket. It's not front and back, side to side. It's all the way around. And turning the chin all the way to the right. Flat back. That's what the hand in the back is for, to push up, to flatten your back. And slowly release, turning back to the side again, fingertips to the earth, another bow down, unwind. And push yourself up. We're going to unwrap that right foot, but we're going to leave the knee bent and just drop the knee to the side. So now the foot is against the inner thigh. We're going to take that left leg and do a diagonal. Once again, working on the diagonal. We can do down dogs and forward folds, and that's always forward and back. I like working diagonally when I do a single-legged forward fold. So we're going to stretch up, reaching nice and high, turn towards that extended leg, but try and start at the waist and the rib cage. Trust me, the shoulders are going to follow. So we're going to try and turn towards that extended leg, square the torso over that leg, and then just dive down. Now, how far you get is your own business. It doesn't matter how far you are. What's a little bit more important is you want to have a flexed foot, your extended leg, and you also want to try and drop that right shoulder and lift the left, drop the right rib cage. So we're squaring off over that thigh. And you feel that stretch probably in your hamstring and the hip. Where else? And breathe and relax. And on the exhale, maybe you're letting go of a little bit of tension, a little bit of something so that you can fall a little bit further. So staying nice and low, we're going to take our left hand and bring the elbow inside the knee. So we're starting to twist open. Now, if you've got your fingers down to your toes, hooray for you, there's no prize. You can have your hand on your ankle on the floor, but try and use that arm for a little bit of leverage as we're turning the right side of our body open to the sky. Your hand can go on your shoulder. If your arm's okay to reach up, feel free. Staying nice and low, so that left rib cage is really friendly with the left thigh. We still want to keep that fold happening, but now it's a little bit to the side. Right shoulder blade planted on the spine, so you've really got a chest expansion going on as well. Chin up to the sky. If your neck hurts at all, you can turn your chin down to your leg, or even play keeping it loose. Staying in this position, the arm up in the air, the right arm, just drop it over your ear and bend the elbow and bring those fingertips towards your toes. And someday, maybe you'll reach those toes. Or someday you maybe get your back on your thigh. That's when you apply it Cirque du Soleil. So that's not for everybody. Couple more breaths, keeping the neck loose if you need to. And here we go on an inhale. That right hand comes up to the sky, plants right by your hip. Left hand scoops up some earth energy. We're going to rise up on the shins. So now we're opening the front side of the body, arch the back, pushing the pelvis forward. Really open the hips from the front side, pointing that long, strong leg. And with control, drop the hips down. Very good. Other side. So right leg out. Left knee bent. Close into the body with the foot. Simple sage here. Left hand by the hips. Right hand down to grab that knee. Pull the knee into your body. Pull your torso off to the left, past that thigh. And look to the right. Look to the left. My right, your left. Maybe you can inch that foot a little bit closer to you. You feel a change in that hip when you do that? You guys all looking good. I see a couple animals and critters helping out. And let go of this reverse off to the right. Fingertips down, just unwind a little bit. Get that back a moment. Come back to sitting up. Bring that foot across the thigh on the other side of that right leg. Same thing, left hand by the hip, right hand down, grabbing that knee. Pull that knee really close into your body and sit back just a little. Try and open that side hip, that left side of hip. Turning back again to the left. Right shoulder relaxed. Okay, and release, unwind. One more time, let's get that spine untwisted. Bowing down, elbows up high. Oh, very good, very good. Come back to seated, taking that left foot, the left sole of the foot on the inner thigh, the right extended leg out at a diagonal. Equal time, right? Both sides. Pulling the flesh behind you so you can sit up nice and straight, reaching up to the sky. Start turning that torso from the waist, rib cage, shoulders, and just fall over that extended leg. Extended leg's foot is flexed. You feel the difference when you just release that and kind of casually have that leg there and then you really flex it? I miss the days when I'm in a studio and I walk by and come near you and all of a sudden you flex your foot. So you've got to be on your own here. You're going to get the most out of it. You're here to spend your time, right? So why not get the best and the most? This is for you. And gentle exhales, you might be able to fall just a little bit further. And here we go on the left side, or rather right side. Same thing. We're going to stay low, but bring that right elbow inside. Left hand up to the shoulder. As you open up, dropping that left shoulder blade on the spine, and maybe you reach to the sky, opening up. Staying nice and low, but really opening that heart up to the sky. Dropping the right shoulder blade on the spine. Extended legs, foot is flexed. And that leg is straight too, right? If you have to back off a little to straighten it, that's okay. And taking that left arm, just drop it over your ear. Bending the elbow, pointing towards those toes. Still opening that side body, armpit to the sky. Inhale up. Let's drop that left hand right by the hip. Right hand grabbing some earth energy. We're going to rise up on that shin, opening up opposite. Nice back extension. Shoulder blades together, pelvis forward, and with control, release. Seat. Let's roll back and bring the soles of our feet together. So bring your feet in as close as what's comfortable for you for butterfly here. Hands right by the hips. Roll back a little bit. Maybe you can bring your pelvis a little bit closer to the heels. Gently kind of bounce your knees. Let them fall open. And now bring your hands forward. Maybe you grab your ankles or under your toes. Round the back, pull the belly button in like we've done before. Drop the head and just fall forward. Maybe if your arms or forearms or elbows are on your shins or your calf area, you can push your knees open a little bit wider. And come back up. Let's cross our legs and roll over to cat and cow, all fours. It's not a yoga class without cat and cow, right, people? But we have to pretend we're doing it for the very first time so you get the most from it. So the hands are right under the shoulders, fingers spread, index finger forward, thumbs towards one another, tops of the feet down, knees under the hips. Inhale, drop the belly, chin and tail up, pushing the earth away. And then follow the belly button. Exhale, pull the belly button in. We've been doing this a little bit, this rounding, pushing the earth away, tuck the chin. Inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, round. Inhale, drop the belly. Spinal articulation. We've got some hip action going here too. And let's come to a neutral spine for spinal balance. So we're taking our right hand out as if we're shaking someone's hand, palm towards the center line. This is towards the midline. Left foot goes back. Left leg is extended. Foot is flexed. So the point, there's a difference. Point and flex, right? Now pay attention to that because in a minute I'm going to keep saying flex. And I want you to really know the difference. And when you flex, you can really straighten that left knee better. Raise that leg a little bit higher. Spinal balance, left and right brain working together, and then release. Other side. Left hand forward, palm up, palm to, or thumb up, palm to the midline. Flexed foot, right? The difference between pointed and flexed. See when you flex, do you get a little bit straighter leg? Really engage the glute. And release. Other side, we're going to go back. So first level people, stay here. If you're a high flyer, you want to thrill seek, bend that leg that's up in the air. Reach back and grab your foot, grab your ankle. Everything on the earth is your support. Kick back, so your shoulder blade is coming on the back, chin up, chest up. Is your glute engaged? That's holding that leg up, right? And release. Other side. Left hand, right foot, nice and strong. Plant yourself. Recognize what's on the earth for support. Pull the belly in. That's always there, right? Bending that knee if you're in for it. Grab the ankle, kicking back. When you kick back, maybe that back knee comes a little higher. What does that do to that right front hip? And release. So now I want to slowly do this sequence, starting with the, I guess the right knee. I'm turning around so you can see a little bit better. So curl up, bring that knee to your nose. So you're curling, pushing the earth away. And we'll kick back that right leg. Flex foot, remember, toes are down, knee is down. We're going to internally and externally rotate the hips off of here. So we are internally rotated now with the toes down and the kneecap down. Now turn that leg out. Foot is still nice and strong and flexed. So you got a straight knee, right? A straight leg. And now bend the knee and bring that knee to your shoulder. Extend out. We're still externally rotated. Turn the toes and knee down, internally rotate, dropping the hip and curl around. Touch the nose. And continue on, kicking out. Externally rotate, bring that knee to the shoulder. Extend out, turn the knee down, and knee to nose, curl. You feel that change? It's very subtle, but you're engaging a lot of muscles. Externally rotate in the hip socket. Internally rotate and round. Let's bring that knee down, other side. Left leg, kick back, nice and straight, nice and strong, flex foot. The glute is engaged, right? Holding that leg up. Something's holding your belly up too, right? Engage the torso, be strong. Externally rotate that leg. Knee and foot to the side, now bring the knee to your shoulder. Why is that so weird, huh? Straighten the leg, kneecap and foot down, round and curl. Extend, externally rotate. The hip might raise a little when you do that, that's fine. Extend, turn the knee and foot down, curl and round. One last time. When you finished your last round, big toes touching, knees wide, wide as the mat, and just set your hips back. Child's pose. Take a breath. That might have gotten your pulse going a little bit. Think about how you're sitting in your hips, how wide your hips are, and bring your belly and abdomen down between your thighs. And now let's inhale up. Bring the knees together and bring the front side of your body all the way down onto the mat. We're going to start with Sphinx. So I'm going to go at a diagonal here a little bit so you can see. So a lot of people do their Sphinx kind of wide. That doesn't get you very high. This is a passive stretch for your upper back and I guess your mid back too. So your elbows really want to be under your shoulders. And if you don't know if they're there or can't tell or are wondering, if you cup your elbows in the palm of your hands, not just your fingertips, but cup your elbows, bring them that close that you can do that, leave your elbows where they are, and then plant your hands. That's very likely elbows under the shoulders. We also don't want to be too far forward. That's not a very proud Sphinx. So elbows right under your shoulders, palms down on the earth, fingers spread. It's an isometric movement. So you're pulling your elbows back and your chest forward through your arms. You feel that? Relaxed glutes. Maybe you even wiggle your glutes. This is a great passive stretch for your back. Chin up, let's look over the right shoulder, nice and high. Chin up to the center, off to the left. Chin up, off to the right. One more time, off to the left. Sliding the hands down, coming center, sliding the hands down under your shoulders. Let's push up slightly, elbows close to the body. Push up slightly for a small cobra. Exhale, roll down. Inhale, chin and chest off the earth. Exhale, roll down. Inhale, chin and chest off the earth. This time we're going to stay up, hands off the earth. Do you feel your back engaged there? Shoulder blades really close, elbows touching the body. Maybe you lift your legs off the earth, no prize for it, but it's up to you. Get a little bit more strength building the back. If at all you need to drop your legs, if they're up, go for it. If you want to stay in this position, stay. I'm going to continue on. If you want to follow, it's a little bit more intense. Hands at your body, palms up, alongside your body, that is. Breathe while you land your lungs, very fun. And arms out to the side. Like an airplane, palms down, shoulder blades together, nice and high. And last thing, dive into the pool. Nice and strong. And on a release, hands under the shoulder, hips up for child's pose. Curl the back, release the back. Be kind to the back. And coming back forward, bring the front side of the body back down to the earth. Left arm is across the body, so you have some balance. Bend that right knee. Reaching back with the right hand, grab that foot. So now we want to plant the right hip down. So a lot of people tend to roll their weight to the left. So you want to keep your weight to the right and pull that heel down to your butt. You feel that opening in the thigh, front side of the right leg. And the psoas muscle is getting some nice stretch here. You're creating a lot of that with the strength of your arm. So you can kind of release that thigh muscle and let your arm's strength do this. And now we're going to do the opposite. We're going to kick the foot back. So you might be pushing the front arm a little bit. Kick the foot back. Engage that thigh muscle. Still keeping the weight to the right. Do you feel that? And release. Letting the foot go. Right arm comes across the body. Bending the left foot. Reach back and grab that left foot. Once again, now, think about where your weight is. Is it rolling to the right? Try and bring that weight to the left, dropping the left shoulder. And try and relax the thigh, relax the hip, but use the arm muscle to pull that heel towards your butt and feel that stretch up the front left side. And now we're going to do the reverse, and we're going to engage the leg, engage the thigh, kicking back, pulling your arm back with the leg muscle, keeping the weight to the left. And release. Release the foot. Take a moment, just put one shin on the earth, big toes touching, heels falling open. Rock your hips side to side. And now that was basically half bow, one side then the other. I'm going to do a full bow. If that's challenging for you, or if it's not in your practice, feel free to do one side again at a time. But if you're doing a full bow or want to give it a try, why not? You're in your own home. You know, just check it out. Reach back and grab each ankle. Left hand, left ankle, right hand, right ankle. And on an inhale, you kick back. Knees come off the earth, maybe a lot, maybe a little. Shoulder blades very close together. Or continue doing one leg at a time. Same thing, same stretch. No prize for doing it either way. And with control, release. Hands under your shoulders. Let's do a child's pose just to give that back a break. Pull the belly in. And round the back, sink back. forehead to the earth, or stack your hands if you put your forehead into your hands, and breathe. All right, let's inhale up to all fours. Taking that right hand, this is a lunge, a little bit of a lunging here. So we're going to take that right foot, bring it up between your hands. If you need blocks here or a prop or something, there you go, Nicole. You can put a block or pillows or something under your hands if you need that. Mostly we're fingertips on the earth. So that front leg, the knee is over the ankle, directly over the ankle, right? And that back knee, keep tipping it back until you're so open on that left side you can't go any further. Now your knee is over your ankle, right? So let's bring our hands up to our knee and back off just a little bit. So now our left hip is over our left ankle. Feel that? So now our front leg is at an angle. Tuck the pelvis. So you're tucking your butt down, tipping your pelvis forward, and then slowly start coming forward again into that front knee. Engaging that left glute. And you're going to get a more intense stretch probably on that left side. So back off a little, tuck your tail, and come forward. Be as gentle as you need to be, but you also want to try and find that limit, that maximum, so you're getting that motion and that stretch in the hip. Back off a little. Tuck the tail, come forward. Now that we're forward, stay in your fullest stretch, your fullest extension of that leg. Left hand comes up. Watch it go up to the sky, opening your body to the left side. Right arm goes forward, facing the side. And smile and breathe. If you want to tip back, raising that right hand, maybe that left hand comes to the calf or the thigh, feel free to use your balance, come back. Let's bring that left hand up to the sky, placing both hands on the inside of that front foot. Heel toe that front foot to the right, couple steps, maybe it's towards the edge of the mat. And here's where we're going to come down to your lizard. My desert posture. So maybe this is it for your lizard. Maybe you come down to your elbows. Maybe you get a phone book. Oh God. Anything that's proppable. And you come down. I see you younger people laughing. So come down as far as your lizard lets you. Maybe you need a prop, a pillow, a cushion from the couch. You're working out of the home here. And just relax. You feel that stretch on the right thigh. The left front hip is probably still getting some opening, but I bet you're feeling it on the right thigh, the right back hip. If you want to play a little bit more, maybe this is plenty for you. If you want to play a little bit more, you can take that right hand on your right knee. Push the knee to the side, so now the outside blade of your foot is on the earth. Maybe that feels good. Maybe it really felt good where you were, and that's fine too. Let's see, we're trying to get all these different directions of the hip. And if you've got the knee, release the knee. Let's all walk our hands up. Here's the fun one, right? Curl the back toes under, straighten the back leg, lift your hips a little bit, and step back to a plank. Undo that. Now, doesn't that feel good? Other side, ready? Left leg between the hands. Right knee down. Once again, just to recap, the knee and the ankle in the front, keep the knee above the ankle. Drag that back knee back until you have your full extension on the right side. Bring our hands up to our knees. Just sink that weight forward. Now we'll back off until the hip is over the knee. Tuck your pelvis under. See how that lengthens that front side? And then tip forward. Try not to lose that integrity of that tip. And you feel a nice deep stretch, but just go as far as your body allows. Of course, yoga isn't about hurting yourself. Releasing back just a little, tuck the tail, pull the belly up, come forward. One more time, releasing back, tuck the belly, or tuck the hips, pelvis, I'll get it right, and then come forward. Take that right hand forward like you're shaking someone's hand, bring it up to the sky, open your side body to the side, left hand forward. A lot of strength in that front leg. You've got some engagement there in the thigh and the hamstring area. Maybe you tip back, maybe not. If you tip back, looking up nice and high. And releasing, coming back up if you are. Both hands inside of that front foot. Heel toe that left foot to the side. And come down and find your lizard over here. Grabbing that phone book. Doing what you need to do to get to the point where you feel like you're getting a good benefit from this. Left and right side probably won't be the same. Maybe an injury, maybe you're left dominant, right dominant. So we have to cater to these little intricacies that are our bodies. Maybe if you want to put that left hand on the knee and see what that sort of diagonal opening feeling on this side is, go for it. Couple more breaths, just sink into it. Try and find the simplicity and the strength at the same time. How's that for a challenge? Simplicity and strength. And let's release that knee, plant the hand. Now pay attention, we're not going to do quite the same thing as last time. Planting both hands, curling the back toes, bring the knee up, walk your hands to the right, so you have a wide-legged side fold. Now you're facing sideways. If you can't reach the earth, find a prop, a pillow, a blanket, a cushion, or widen your legs a little bit. Kicking the heels out, toes in. So you want that internal rotation, kneecaps kind of in and down. And just bend your elbows and bend forward. Try and get a full forward fold here as much as you can. Kneecaps engaged, thighs engaged. When you do that, you feel a little bit deeper, stronger stretch in the hamstring, right? Now let's come back up to a half forward fold and just gently bend the left knee to the side. So you're kind of doing this sideways lunge sort of thing. You feel that stretch in the inner right groin. Straighten the left leg, bend the right knee. Straighten the right knee, bend the left. Try to bring your weight back to your heels so you're not bringing your weight too far forward. Straighten the left leg, bend the right. Straighten the right. Now I'm going to change it up just a little bit here. Keep going. We're going to bend the left knee. Now keep that left knee bent and slide your pelvis across, so bending the right knee. So we're not straightening between. We're just staying low like Spider-Man, creeping back and forth. You feel a very different kind of strength engagement having to happen to do that versus straightening one side and then bending the other. Very good. Let's straighten both legs. Plant the right hand right under your face, left hand up to the sky for a twist. You feel the inner pelvis dropping on the right side there. Pay attention to the seesaw effect of your pelvis here as we switch to the other side. So pay attention to your pelvis, the action, the inner thigh, dropping the left hand, lifting the right hand. Feel that action? You got it. Dropping the right hand, left hand up. Dropping the left hand, right hand up. Dropping the right hand, heel toe your legs, feet together. Let's come back to being on all fours, hands and knees. Give the hips a break here, but I like this little bit of torture with the wrists. We're on our all fours, right? Take the right hand, turn it outward until your pinkies or until your fingers are pointing to your kneecaps. Left side, same way. You can come to the front of your mat again. Oh, isn't this fun? This is very real for most people. We got our mice and our phones and our remote controls. This is a nice stretch for the forearms. We'll forget about the hips, lift, and just relax a little bit. Pull your hips back towards your ankles just a little bit. Feel that stretch. If it's at all painful, you can unpivot your hands a little bit. Maybe you sway to one side slightly. Sway to the other side. Just take your own time, do what you need to do. Maybe if you're right-handed, maybe you want to stay a little bit more weight on the right side for a few seconds longer. If this is easy for you and you're going, what, I'm not really getting anything, you're one of those few, bend your elbows, like the street dancers, bend your elbows, and bring your rib cage onto your elbows. Most probably can't do this or won't want to, or it hurts. Curl the toes under, and let's sit back on our heels. Releasing these hands, ay, ay, ay. Bring the hands up, backs of the fingertips, backs of the palms together. Begging puppy, give those wrists a break. And then interlace the fingers, rock and roll a little bit. Wave, loosen it, dump it out. Very good. Let's find our ways on our backs. And if you have a strap handy, we're gonna at some point do a big toe hold. A belt works, an old tie works, or you can, like a tea towel, you can get a kitchen towel and just roll it up so you have a little thing. What you're basically doing is trying to get a little bit of length. So if you can't reach down and grab your foot or big toe hold your foot, you will want a little bit of length. Should have said that at the beginning, but here we are. Which do you want? You're going to have to be able to straighten your knee. So let's see. How shall I sit? Lay on your backs, but have that strap handy. Have that towel or whatever you're using handy. So we're on our backs, legs extended straight out in front of us. Let's pull the knees into the chest, put a palm on each knee, and just do some circles. So you can have the knees following each other, circling the knees around, hands on your kneecaps. Bend your knees, pull the knees into the chest. There you go. Knees together, doing clockwise or counter, or maybe you reverse the knees and kind of spread the legs wide. Take it kind of slow. Take your mind's eye to the hip socket and really think about your body and think about what that range of motion is and be very happy for it. There are a lot of people who don't have that simple range of motion. So let's take the left leg, straighten it out, place it on the floor. The right knee is kept into the chest, right? So can you pull that right knee straight on top of your rib cage? So it's not on the side of your right rib cage. The right knee is straight on top of your rib cage, on the right half of your rib cage. And slowly we're going to move that knee and thigh to the side. But I want you to really visualize and feel what's happening. Maybe both hands are on the knee, that's fine. Or your left hand is maybe out like a T or supporting you. And now slowly, slowly slide that knee and thigh to the outside of your rib cage. So you're kind of opening to the side. Yeah. Maybe if your knee is up high enough, you can even maybe get it in the crooks of your elbow. And bring your knee out as far to the side as you can, but high. Maybe it doesn't touch the earth. It doesn't have to, but do you feel that wide, wide opening? Now let's bring that knee back to the center. Fish hook your big toe, that's your first and second finger, curls over the big toe, or if you can't grab your foot with a straight leg, you'll want your strap or your towel or your tie or whatever you're using. Shooting that straight leg straight up to the sky. It's most important that you have a straight leg because we're working on the hip here. So it's not about can I grab my toe or not. It's about, you know, straightening that leg. And I know you can straighten it because you walked around this morning, right? So that heel is flexed. Feeling that, I'm sure you're feeling a nice, exciting sensation straight up the back of your leg. Slowly, with the head and shoulders down, left arm out to the side like a T. Slowly drop that straight right leg off to the side, straight offside your body. Now, if this is really challenging, if you're lying down, can't see me, but if you're wondering what's going on, I'll demonstrate and you can sit up and have a look. So your left arm's out like a T. Your right leg is hopefully on the earth, but hopefully straight. Maybe you take that left hand and pull your left hip down a little to try and open the pelvis that much more. Extended foot is flexed, so you can really straighten that knee, engage the thigh, feel that opening in the pelvis. And from here, let's swing now that foot back up to the sky, straight up to the sky. Switch hands. Now your left hand is going to grab the strap, the foot, the towel, whatever you're using. The right hand goes out like a T. And keep dragging that right foot off the left side. So you're going to tip over onto your left hip and left side of your pelvis. That's fine. And any of you who've been in my class before, I come and help you with this, but you're at home. Take your right hand and slip it under your left butt, under your left hip pad. Pull that hip pad back behind you if you can. You feel that little bit bigger tip happening? If you don't know what I'm talking about, don't stress about it. But I'm just trying to get your pelvis tipped more to the left. That right leg is straight, heel is flexed. And breathe. You can always tip your chin to the right to get a nice twist of the spine all the way up and down, including the cerebral spine. On an inhale, let's bring that foot back up. Release the hand, release the strap, bring that right leg down. Just lay for a moment, square it off. Try not to fuss too much. Close your eyes, dive inside, and visualize the difference between your left and right sides. You feel some energy difference probably. Maybe there's a color difference if you think that way or visualize that way. And now the other side. So we pull the left knee in. Grab your big toe or put your strap over your foot, your belt, whatever you're using. Kicking that left leg straight up to the sky. Flex foot, straight leg. Release a little distance on the strap until you can get that leg straight. You get a better benefit. Arm up, right arm up to the right, and then slowly drop that left leg off to the left side. Maybe the right hand stays on the right hip to keep it down, to keep you a little bit more open. Maybe that's not necessary. Maybe that's too complicated. Maybe you like the counterweight of the arm out to the side. And have a look at the gallery, see how you're doing. Although most of you are out of view, which is expected and good. And now let's raise that leg up to the sky. Switch hands. Now the right hand is going to grab that leg or strap or whatever you're using and continue it across the right side of the body, all the way tipping under. Maybe your left hand sweeps down on the mat and grabs your right hip pad and pulls it behind you. And release. Just take an exhale. Let that outside hip really open. Sorry, that was the wrong word to use. Release. Sorry, guys. I saw a couple of you release. You can stay here for another 10 minutes if you want. I'm just suggesting a couple things. Not really. I mean, yes, you can. But if you want to keep going, let's bring that left leg up to the sky. Release the strap. Drop the left leg down. Just lay it down next to the right. Let's do the same visualization. See if you've got the same feeling on both sides. A little bit more equal now. And the next posture is going to be bridge with a variation you may not know. So if you know bridge well or you take audible cues well, just lay down. If you want to look really quickly, I'll show you what I'm going to do, and then I'll walk you through it. So we're all doing it together. So we're in our bridge, right? Our knees are bent, our feet are down. When we come up to bridge, eventually, I'm going to ask you to take like your left ankle and cross it over. So you're doing sort of a modified pigeon, but a bridge pigeon. And then we're going to drop the knee down to the earth and back up again. So this is what it will look like for the cue. But that's a little bit further down here. So let's just get ready for the bridge. Feet on the earth, fingertips at your side, palms down, arms down. A lot of people don't use their arms much in bridge, but it really changes your shoulder structure. So on your inhale, push your arms and palms down to the earth, lift your hips up, and your shoulders come a little bit closer together just by pushing your arms so hard. Keeping the hips high, opening the front side of the hips. This should be pretty flexible by now. And on release, we're going to roll from the top of the spine down. So one vertebrae at a time touching the earth, in order, of course. And when you get to the mid-back, tip your pelvis, drop the mid-back, and then release your tail down. On an inhale, let's lift the hips up. Nice and high. Weight in the big toes, the big toe mound in the heel. You're really pushing. Palms and forearms down. And let's roll down one more time from the top of the spine down. When you get to the low back, tip the pelvis, get the low back down, and then release the tail. All right, last time we're going to stay up here and do a couple variations. So plant yourself, get your shoulders nice and solid under your back, and let's inhale that right leg straight up to the sky. Point your toes straight up to the sky, circling the ankle. And then the other way. Bringing the right foot down, keeping the hips high. We're still up on the bridge, right? Left leg up. Touch the ceiling with your toes. Circle the ankles one way, and then the other. And bring that foot down. Now go back to the right side with what I was demonstrating. So if that at all was uncomfortable, if this is awkward, just continue staying with bridge, rolling up and down, sticking your legs to the sky, circling ankles, whatever feels good. If you want to clasp your hands and walk your shoulder blades together, now you can do that. You're going to get a little bit more of a chest expansion, which is very nice. But let's all, if you're up for it, taking that right ankle and crossing it over your knee, your left knee. So you basically have your left foot on the floor and your upper back and head. Now drop that right hip and knee to the earth. You feel that twist in the spine, keeping that left hip nice and high with strength. And bring the knee up. Drop the knee down. You feel that pivoting happening. Where's the strength coming from? Knee up. Knee down. Slow and control. Next time your knee is up, release the foot. Plant the right foot. Bring the left foot up on the knee. On the right knee, that is. Pelvis is high, so you try to keep a flat front side of the body. Dropping the left hip down. And then up, and down, and up. It's very slow and deep. And next time it's up, release the foot, release your hands if they're clasped, roll your back down one vertebrae at a time, pull the knees into the chest, give that back a break, curl up a little bit, rock side to side, make it very gentle. And we're going to do the butterfly from this reclining position again. Hopefully with very open hips, you will feel a real nice openness. So arms out like a T to the side, the soles of the feet together, and bring the heels of your feet up to your groin as high as you can go. And then just relax. This is very hard to just let the weight of the knees and the thighs just open and let the hips open. Try not to engage any muscles. A couple of breaths here. Now the soles of the feet are staying together, right? Keeping them together, push them away from your groin a little bit. So you're going further down your mat. Not much. We're going to do this in steps. And acknowledge and pay attention to the movement in the hips and the change of the location of the ball socket in the leg. At some point, you'll get to a surprising spot and go, whoa, that's interesting. Lift the feet up, maybe move them a little bit further away from your body. You feeling this? You're getting a bigger relaxation in the thighs, letting go. Maybe a little bit further. At some point, your toes and toe mounds might come apart. That's natural, that's normal. But just letting the knees and the weight of the legs open the hips. And go a little bit further. And then straighten your legs out, toes to the sky. Oh, that feels so good. Pulling the knees into the chest, keeping them nice and high. We'll do a twist here and then Shavasana. So pull the knees nice and high into the chest. Drop both knees off to the right. Left arm straight out like a T. Turn your chin to the left. And just breathe. Enjoy this twist. The outside of that left hip is probably very comfortable, very open. If you're all excited and want to straighten that left leg, feel free, but that's very engaged versus not. Maybe you just want to relax. And with some strength, keeping those legs together, inhale both legs, knees up to the sky and off to the other side. Knees up high to the chest before you drop them down, so you get a really nice opening for the low back. You got it. Right arm straight out like a T. Maybe you straighten that right leg and kick it out and flex the foot if you really want an active one. If you do that, maybe you're even grabbing your ankle with your, what side are you on? With your right hand. Or your left hand out like a T, sorry. Nice opening stretch. It's great for the back, but you should also probably feel some around your kidneys and your hips because of all the opening we've been doing. And on your next inhale, bring the knees up to the sky. And then straighten the legs out. We'll move into Shavasana. We'll do a little bit of a breath moment here, bringing us back to the beginning of our breath and relaxing. So just extending out straight, as comfortable as you can be. Toes falling open, knees falling open, hands at the side, palms up. If you want to place your palms, one palm on your belly, one palm on your heart, feel free so you can feel some of this breath. That's up to you. So come back to your breath. Remember that sympathetic nervous system and the controlling of the breath, where you can take a pause and you can slow things down a little bit so you can be more logical. You get the emotion out of the way, you bring in the logic and the reasoning, calming down the nerves, calming down that sympathetic nervous system from the shock it's experienced. And just breathe low, low belly, naturally. And so while you're laying there, maybe I'll say a couple words about the parasympathetic nervous system. They're the two nervous systems. The parasympathetic nervous system is the natural functions of your body. It's called the breathe and feed. It is your tear ducts, your organs that are working, your digestion, your heartbeat, anything that's just naturally always working without you even knowing about it. Keeping your body functioning. Your parasympathetic nervous system. The sympathetic nervous system is the one where you put you on defense or shock or anxiety or tension or surprise or feeling threatened, where we react. So maybe with some breath and some control, you can make those experiences more successful, whatever that may be. So now let's just take a moment, hands at the side if they were on your belly, and make fists with your hands, engage strongly, lift the hands off the earth just an inch or two, engage the muscles, engage the shoulders, engage the fists, squeeze, 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 squeeze. Now extend your fingers, big, strong, open hands, open fingers, and release the arms to the earth. Relax. Now bring both legs up, just inches off the earth. Straight, strong legs, just inches. Curl the toes, point the toes, flex, engage the thighs, the calves, the kneecaps, and release. Drop it down. Relax the forehead, the cheeks. The jaw might slightly relax and open the lips. Your eyes go back in the socket naturally, tongue at the roof of the mouth. Your organs go back in their natural position, thighs are relaxed. Just take a moment or two to breathe. Scan the body. Build that relationship with your body and mind. Allow yourself time. Allow yourself space. At this time when we're sort of forced to be with ourselves more than usual, probably, it's a good time to remind yourself that's okay. Embrace it, like it's trying. But we come back to our breath, so be a little bit more active in your breathing. Wiggle your fingertips, your toes. Circle your wrists and ankles. Come back into the room, come back to your present awareness. Maybe you turn your chin from side to side. On your next exhale, bring your knees into your chest. Hug your knees into your chest. Roll off to your right-hand side. In that fetal position that's so familiar in your DNA. And when you're ready, pushing yourself up to a seated posture like we began the class. Eyes closed, sitting up nice and straight, neck long, shoulders down the back. And this is where I say your advanced practice begins, your advanced levels. When you leave your yoga class and you go into the real world and you practice your strength and balance and flexibility and control in your daily life. So I thank you for coming to class. Thank yourselves for bringing yourself to your practice, for you and for yourself. On an inhale, let's raise our arms up the side, looking up. Hands come together in prayer position and bring the palms to your forehead. May you always know your truth. Palms to your throat. May you always speak your truth. And palms at your heart line. May you always live your truth. Thanks for joining this morning. Namaste.